Hello everyone and welcome to my career mode in F1 2019. This is basically a career mode, standard, yeah, whatever, but we're going to be going as if we're going through the Red Bull sort of driver academy, the way sort of Daniel Ricciardo's done, sort of Max Verstappen's done, Pierre Gasly, so that's how we're going to be going about this career mode. I want it to be sort of realistic throughout the F2 sort of prologue bit. This sort of episode, I'm driving sort of the TV pod sort of way, but I will be going to cockpit cam because I feel it gives you the most realism. But anyway, that's my introduction done.
In F1 2019, you'll be invited to start your career by selecting a Formula 2 team. Driving for this team, you'll experience some key moments of a Formula 2 season, a thrill-packed racing championship in its own right, and the springboard to Formula 1. At the end of this feeder series, your choice of driver academy and your performance in F2 will determine the terms of the contracts offered by the teams as you embark upon your career in Formula 1 and begin to write your own chapter of motorsport history.
And that's exactly what we're going to try and do, write our own piece of history in this career mode. We're going to start with dams. We all know, we've all seen this before, but anyway, we know what we gotta do. We gotta let Lucas pass or not. I guess we'll find out.
Dam's new driver really commanding the race here. Devon Butler still ruthlessly giving chase. These two have been really scrapping it out for the early wins in the championship. Something's wrong. Butler sees his chance. Some kind of mechanical failure. Picking up speed again. It's unclear what the issue was. Can they still finish this race?
Looks like an issue with the turbo. You've lost some speed at the top end, but you're very close to the finish. You can still compete and get some points here. Don't give up. Just do the best you can. We're all behind you.
So, whether you played this game, whether you watched somebody else's career mode, basically, are we gonna let Lucas pass? It's incredibly hard to not let him pass. I think you've got to be on a really low difficulty if you really want to compete.
Lucas wants to pass you.
So yeah, Lucas wants to pass me. Admittedly, I sort of want to see what would happen if I didn't let him pass, but I'm doing this career mode as if I'm going to be driving, as if it's me. In real life,
Again, your
I wouldn't corner cut like that, but in real life,
he's the best one to challenge for points further up the field. If you hold Lucas up, you could be denying the team points.
I'm denying the team points, exactly. What I was going to say was, I wouldn't do it in real life, so I'm not going to do it in the game. So I let Lucas pass, I try and lose as little time as I can. I actually had a really good sort of exit on that straight.
That's great.
So I lost a bit too much time because I had to slow down too much. So I think I got De Vries, Markelov, and someone else in the BWT car behind, I think. So admittedly, you just want to stay in this position. These cars are really difficult to drive, and we move on to the next lap. And I lose a bunch of time. I've already lost the position to De Vries, so this is me just fighting Markelov. I don't want to drag these bits out because, as I say, I'm sure you've all seen them before. But Markelov gets his place. I hit the BWT car. Admittedly, he goes up my inside at a pretty stupid place. I get a bit of out of shape then, but I don't think that's my fault in the slightest. So I'm gonna ignore that part. But we lose the position to Markelov, De Vries. And then I believe we hold P9, I think it is, until the end of the race. P8. We hold P8. So there's not a lot more we could have done. Yeah, we could have tried to stay in front of Lucas, but I really didn't have the pace in this car. I've recently swapped from playing on medium traction to zero traction. So even in F1 cars, it's not the easiest, but...
Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
See, I achieved what they asked. They wanted points. I got them points. As I say, driving in the not the BW car, the Dams car with no traction, it is hard. It is very hard for me. I got the Thrustmaster setup with the Ferrari wheel, so I've been driving on it for a while, but without traction in F1, it was different. But I think I've gauged it pretty quick.
Let's see if they can keep
I love Davide Santon so much. He has so much about him. But yeah, so Devin Butler won the race. We all know what he's like. We all know he's a bit of a prick. There's not much else to this part of the episode. To say, we let Lucas pass. We got some points. It doesn't really counter in too much where you sort of finish, I don't think. As long as you either let Lucas pass or you don't. But I'm really excited for this, so let's go hear what Emma and Claire have got to say, and I'll be back with you shortly.
That was an exciting race. It definitely got people talking about you, which means I was able to secure a quick interview. Okay, we're all set over here. Just a minute. Remember, anything you say to the press can go very, very public. So be relaxed, but also be conscious of what you're saying and how it might come across to other people, okay? I think we're ready.
Great. So Emma keeps telling me you're the one to watch this season. If that's true, you'll be doing plenty of these. Just remember, be yourself. And the more you can give me, the better this will go. Right, stand here. Turn a little this way for me. Perfect. Ready? An exciting race today. Let's get your perspective. So you and Lucas are new to the team. How are you settling in?
So there's not a large range of answers you can really give. I think I just give that I'm settling in well, and I'm sure that as the season goes on, we'll find our rhythm. It's probably what I would say. You don't want to get too cocky, as this is the first time I'm sort of getting interviewed. So you don't want to be too whatever.
Okay, so how did you feel about being ordered to give up the position to Lucas?
Now, as I say in real life, you're not gonna bash him. I think it was the right decision. We're a team. I want to get my sportsmanship up as I'm new.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Hey, look. I know that wasn't easy letting me pass, but it was the right choice. It was good driving.
Yeah, that's how I describe it, mate. Just good, not great. 1 in 6. 1 in 6 makes the leap to F1. The other 5 are still watching their less talented teammates collect all their points. Shame, really. A lot of great drivers never get their chance because they do it all for the team.
Those teams got us here.
Yeah, but it's the drivers that take the risk. We should get the rewards. You ever won a race in F1? That's how winners think.
And remind me, how many F1 races have you won?
You watch this space. At the end of this championship, I'll be the one lifting the trophy, and I won't use my teammates to nick the podium.
Okay, I'm out. You believe what you want, Devin, but it's still early days.
He's either very clever or you're just a pushover. You really think if the situation was reversed, he'd do the same for you? You want to start looking out for yourself. No one else will.
Look at them go! Devin Butler locked in wheel-to-wheel racing with his championship rival, desperate to shut them down and stop them getting past. And there's contact. Butler simply left them nowhere to go. There was just no way for them to have avoided that. And look, there's significant damage. Not sure if that was down to recklessness or sheer aggression, but I'm sure the stewards are going to have something to say very shortly.
Don't give up. You're still in this race.
So we're still in this race. Obviously, this part of the F2 career, Devin Butler hits our wing. We lose it. Obviously, gave us no room. You could tell there was no room. but you know, that's what he's like
Okay,
apparently.
the stewards have awarded Devon a
So,
penalty. Push on. You can
as
still
the
catch
engineer
it.
just said,
You can still
Devon
beat
Butler
it.
gets a 10-second penalty. So all we've got to do is catch him up, overtake him. We're on fresh tyres. Austria is one of my better tracks, if I'm honest with you. Slight lockup into towards the final sector, but not really a lot was happening, to be honest with you. My pace was good and I was getting fast laps, but I wasn't sort of catching many people. I overtake Gunther into the first corner, which is a pretty nice overtake in my opinion. So at this point, I had 2 laps left. They were just up the road. I was hoping maybe we could catch them. I think they were battling quite hard. There were 3 of them in front. Sergio set a camera. Maybe Giotto, and obviously Butler. I wasn't that hopeful though. And as you move on to the last lap, they're in reaching distance, but I needed about another 2 or 3 laps just to catch them up. So unfortunately, we couldn't catch Devon Butler up at this point, but it was a good race, and I'm still getting used to the traction. I'm still getting used to sort of using the F2 cars. I'm not on a low difficulty. I think I'm on 91, and I think I'm bumping it up a bit as I go into Formula 1 because F2 just seems to be a bit harder. But yeah, there's not a lot we could have done differently. Our pace was good. We had fastest lap. Our tyres were starting to not die off, but so the optimum sort of stage they were at was disappearing. So there's not a lot we could have done really.
Good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
So there's, you know, they're happy. The end of the day,
So another
I don't want to
fantastic
be
victory
sort of
for
cheating
Carlin
and having it
today.
on a low difficulty just to get the results
So,
that
Dominic,
necessarily I
what did you make
want.
of that?
It was a bit of a roller
That is
coaster.
not realistic. I know in a few other people's career modes they've got the best outcome in everything, but that's not always how it works in real life, you know. So solid result. We still got points after losing our wing. I'm enjoying using the F2 cars. They're really good and they're so different to the F1 cars. But you know, it's AI. They're always going to be better. You sort of don't get any practice as well. In my opinion, for the next game, they should have put like a little practice event, like maybe like put you a testing first of all, just so you can get used to the F2 car. Because in Barcelona, they literally just chuck you straight in. But let's go to Claire anyway.
Bad luck out there today. Let's talk about it. It seems to me that collision with Devon clearly cost you a lot of time. Are you disappointed with the final result?
As I said before, I'm just trying to get my sportsmanship up, so I go obviously a collision isn't ideal, but the team did a great job getting us back into shape.
So did you ever think you'd get the place back from Devon?
No, because he cheated, and he should have got a bigger penalty, but it's not what I said. I said I hope to be able to catch him, but the gap was just too big in the end, and I didn't have enough laps left.
I've seen that you and Lucas have been picking up a lot of points recently. What do you think of your championship chances? Great. Well, that's everything.
Hey, Devon. Devon, stop.
Not now, I'm busy.
Hey, what are you doing out there? Seriously.
I'm gonna celebrate my excellent drive.
We saw what you did. It was reckless. You should have been black flagged.
Yeah, and I wasn't because it was my line. You were in my space. You shouldn't have been. Next time, stay out of my way.
No, someone could have been hurt.
And that didn't happen, so what's your problem?
My problem is that your actions out there are too dangerous.
Listen, contact happens, okay? I took my penalty, but I kept it focused, kept it smooth, and came out on top. That's racing. I'm going to profit you every time I make a tough move. You want to play race director? Then quit driving and take the job. Until then, I don't owe you anything.
Devon, you don't get it. It's not me you should be apologizing to.
Look, you grab your space on the track, and then it's all or nothing. That's just how it goes. And anyway, you still couldn't beat me, even with my penalty. So no hard feelings, okay? Not from my end anyway. Chin up.
Okay, this is it. Last race of the season. All you have to do is finish in the points ahead of Devon, and the next time we see each other, you'll be the F2 World Champion. No pressure then. Good luck.
Good luck is what I need. So we have 11 laps in what I believe is a sprint race. You don't need to make a pit stop. We start in 8th, which means we won the feature race the day before. Then Butler starts in 4th. So it's 5 lights, and away we go. We get an okay start. Set of camera gets a good start. Norris gets a good start. Our start wasn't that good in the end. So we just have to hug the corner on the inside. We had to sort of force the other 2 cars behind us. I think Fuoco was one of them. All we need to do is just get ahead of Devon Butler. So I think slow overtakes is just the way to do it. Get a bit out of shape on the entry into the little corner bit here. We get up close to Lando Norris. We just need to get really close up his gearbox. I go for the dive. I don't think in hindsight it was a good idea because it sort of compromised my exit a bit. But I didn't have any setup on this car. I didn't really know what was going to work, what wasn't going to work. So I don't think it was a good idea just to go without a setup. But we're going for the move on Norris. We go to the outside. Again, no practice on this track, so I sort of had to guess where I was braking as I'm driven on it since the last game. So we go side by side through Norris onto the straight. We get a good exit, and we get the place onto Lando Norris. He gets pulled back, so set of cameras our next target. And yeah, Devon Butler won. Devon Butler won. I could not get the pace. My pace was terrible. But, you know, these things happen. I'm not going to bore you by showing you the whole race because at the end it wasn't a very good race. As soon as we overtook Norris, we just started falling backwards. So I'm going to move on pretty quickly from this one. You know, this was just the F2 sort of jump that's going to be going to F1. Coming second by a few points isn't bad. I think I finished 10th, I think, maybe, in this race. But it wasn't that exciting. Abu Dhabi is not one of my favorite tracks, I'm not going to lie to you. So, well done to Devon Butler, I guess. Him and Lucas are going to be our rivals. Devon more so in F1. Yeah, it wasn't meant to be. I didn't get the achievement either, but I'm not going to cheat and put it on low difficulty, so well done, Devon.
Bad luck today. That must be incredibly disappointing. Well, you went into this final race with the championship in your grasp. How are you feeling about being so close but missing out?
Okay, thanks Claire, no need to rub it in. I mean, it's disappointing. I like to win for my team, but it just wasn't meant to be.
Wow, that was a thrilling end to the season. But I imagine not the result you were hoping for.
Again, thanks for rubbing salt in the wound, but you know, it's a tough race. I let the team down, what can I say? I'll try again next time.
Wow, we've been hearing rumours of a possible future for you in Formula 1. Care to comment?
The idea of driving an F1 is all I want, and that'll be it. Thank you.
Great, well that's everything.
Devon, much as it hurts, we admit that was a great drive today. Congratulations on the championship as well.
Well, I'm sure you thought you had me for a while, but I guess your luck just didn't hold out. Oh, I haven't got long. Could I have a quick word?
Sure.
Privately.
Oh, okay. I'll see you later then.
So, I'm sure you've probably already heard, but if you haven't, I'm going to be racing in the F1 Championship next year. Now, I don't know what your plans are, but let me give you some friendly advice. Don't try following me. For sure. You might get an offer from one of the smaller teams, probably someone desperate, and then you'll be stuck in P18 all season with car trouble. And you won't ever really be able to challenge me. But you stick it out here for another year, now that I'm gone, you've got a fighting chance of winning next year. And if you can manage that, I'm sure one of the larger teams would love to have you as a development driver. Oh, look out for yourself, yeah?
Man, he does not want to race you. Stay in F2? Ridiculous.
I was listening to the whole thing. Too bad for Devon, though. I'd be shocked if you don't have an F1 contract offer already. And if my deal pans out, man, his head is going to explode.
Ah, welcome. Come on in. Take a seat. It's time we had the big conversation about your next move. Your performance at the F2 Championships last year got you a lot of attention from the Formula One teams. Some of it more positive than others. I'm not so concerned with who does or doesn't like you. You'll have plenty of time to win the doubt is over. But I am concerned with our choices. They're narrowing as we haven't shown commitment to anyone. Now, as your agent, my advice is to make your decision now. We can worry about comfort and finer points further down the line. I need you to review these. You've earned every single one of these proposals. So take your time, have a read through, and don't get too hung up on specifics. Let's get you a Formula One seat.
So, as I've said, we're on the Red Bull Junior program, or is what we're going for. So the obvious move from Dams is going to be to the mighty Bulls, his junior team, Toro Rosso. So the third worst team. There's a lot of room for improvement. We sort of want to be in the midfield pack towards the end of the season. We want to be scoring some points. The contract was really good as we're part of the program already and part of the academy. So it should be some good races, and I'm really hoping that it'll be fun.
Excellent choice. From my conversations with them, they're going to be very excited to pursue this opportunity with you. I'll let them know our intentions immediately. I'll have to clean up some final details with them, but that's what you pay me for. Other than that, congratulations. You've earned it.
Oh, hey, you're here. I'll catch up with you. Sorry, I'm just on my way out, but your workstation's at the back over there. It should be all set up on the network, but let the guys know if it isn't. From there, you can access all the data you need to help us direct development of the car. Get yourself settled, and then head out to practice when you're ready. I'll catch up with you later, okay?
Welcome to your new team. Toro Rosso are famed for nurturing promising talent and kickstarting the careers of exciting drivers, from Vettel to Sainz to Ricciardo. But they're much more than that. This is a strong team that expects regular points finishes.
Okay, Claire. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you next time.